All right, let's talk about the Packers wide receivers. Jamie, you got a chance to ask head coach Matt LaFleur what he thinks about his young duo of Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. Watson in his last 8 games was the number, on a per game basis, number 5 wide receiver in PPR, number 9 in half PPR, number 9 in full PPR. Romeo Doubs only played in 4 of those games and didn't really play a full snap share in any of them. So what did he say about Doubs and Watson?
Yeah, I actually did not ask this question, but I was standing there when he was asked this question. So he said it was definitely experience, and there were some highs and lows with both of those guys throughout the course of the season. Once we hit that Dallas game, after those 2 drops, Christian really took off, and it was awesome to see. Obviously, you can see the explosive playmaker that he is and what he's capable of doing. I'm just excited to watch him grow and just his understanding of the offense. He is a guy that can handle a lot. I haven't been around too many rookies where you can move their position in game, and he didn't even flinch. He is exceptionally intelligent, bright, and knows the plan inside and out. But I think there's a level of detail that will get better with him. We're going to ask him to run more routes than he did a year ago. I thought Rome started off great, and then he got injured. I don't know if he ever quite got back to what we had seen early in the year. I expect to see that when he comes back. He's got a unique skill set. I want to temper this comparison here, but he has some Devontae Adams type movement skills. He has to learn when to use it and how to harness that. But he has that twitch that you're looking for. I don't think there's a route that he won't be able to run. We're just going to have to give him enough reps where he can continue his progression. I'm excited about both those guys as a 1-2 combo.
Dave, are you excited about? I talk so much about Watson because I think there's so much to get excited about. But Romeo Doubs, we don't talk enough about, and he did some nice things as well. Really, when you look at his stats, you look at the last 4 games. He was coming back from injury, and he just didn't play that much. You got to kind of look at the games before that. But what do you think about the Doubs-Watson duo?
I think Watson's got crazy upside. Think of the touchdown that he had with Jordan Love last year. It was in garbage time, and it was just a short throw from Love to Watson, and Watson took it to the house. He's one of those rare wide receivers that's got length to him, and he's got unbelievable speed. And if he's going to get better and run more routes and adjusting in game to playing somewhere else, if that's true what Matt LaFleur said, I love that stuff. And we knew that Christian Watson was like a raw talent, but a hella good athlete. And now if he's going to be able to take that next step, he could evolve into a must-start fantasy wide receiver, even with Jordan Love. Love's got potential to be pretty good. So I'm excited about Christian Watson. I think I'm going to end up taking him ahead of those Falcons guys that we talked about. It's going to be really close between them, but I could see myself taking Watson ahead of them. I do have him ranked ahead of him. Doubs I'm less excited about because I think his chances of being like the runaway number 2 target getter in Green Bay, I think it's a fair chance, not necessarily a great chance. I'd be looking at him closer to the double-digit rounds.
Yeah, Christian Watson went in round 4 to Dan Schneier. So the wide receivers in round 4 last week were really interesting. Calvin Ridley, Christian Watson, and Schneier really likes Watson. He was probably not going to get him with his next pick late in round 5, so he took him there. But he took him ahead of Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, Jerry Jeudy, and Deebo Samuel. So I like Watson a lot, but guys, what do you think about him going ahead of some more established players like Cooper, Keenan Allen, and Deebo Samuel, and also Jerry Jeudy, who went in that round?
I like him better than Jeudy, and I like him better than Deebo, but I like the other 2 guys better, the 2 veterans better. I just think that you're going to see, to me, Cooper's going to have a big season with Deshaun Watson and how this offense I think is going to shape up. And then I think for Keenan Allen, he's going to be one of those guys like, do I really want to draft Keenan Allen? Then you're going to look at another 100-catch season and say, why didn't I draft Keenan Allen? So PPR versus non-PPR, I think there's a big split there. But I think those 2 guys are in a better spot than Jeudy and Samuel personally.
I think they're all better than Watson, to be honest with you.
Oh.
I feel better about all those guys, including Keenan Allen. Allen, I'm worried about just because he's older, but I get where you're coming from because he does have 100-catch, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdown potential. And I think Watson can beat, like his ceiling is higher than that. There's no question, but his floor is lower than that. And so you kind of have to weigh those 2 factors. Wouldn't surprise me if by the time we got to August, the hype is out of control on Christian Watson and he ends up going in late round 3.
I think the hype on Christian Watson will be very much tied to how people are feeling about Jordan Love. Which he's a guy who might actually play a lot in the preseason. We might be able to get some thought on that. But who do you think throws more in 2023, the Falcons or the Packers?
Packers.
Agreed.
All right. We're going to take a break. Before we take a break, Schaefer, should we do the caption contest here? See what some of the best captions were for Jamie's photo bomb on Doug Peterson? Or we can do it after the break. Take a second, and these breaks last so long on our side. Take a second and see what you got, and we'll be right back with a little bit of fun on Twitter, and then what new Houston head coach DeMeco Ryans said about the backfield after signing Devin Singletary. Plus what the Bills backfield might look like, and Ken Walker, will he have an expanded role in the passing game? We'll be right back on Fantasy Football Today. All right, Jamie sits next to Doug Peterson, and he gets famous, and he looks very jet lagged. So you look miserable in this picture here. We'll do our best to set everything up for those of you just on audio, not watching on video. Let's throw that picture up there, Schaefer. Why do you look so bored? It is so funny. Why do you look like that?
I was definitely jet lagged. It was a rough trip getting out to Phoenix. There was a lot of delays, so I didn't arrive until I didn't get to my hotel until 4 a.m. Eastern. So it was a long day of traveling, and then you're up early the next day for the they call it the coach's breakfast, but it's just really it's a 7:45 start Phoenix time. So I was definitely tired, and this was toward the end of the session. He was asked, if I'm not mistaken, just in the direction that he was looking, he was asked, which I thought it was I like when teams get it and when coaches are honest, and Doug Peterson has come across to me more times than not as being honest. So he was asked about, their window because Trevor Lawrence still on his rookie deal. And I think this was the question that he was asking. He was answering about just how their roster construction is right now. And they feel like they're in a good spot to be a contender, certainly to be the best team in the division. And side note, if you look at their schedule, it's one of the more favorable schedules that any team will have because they get their division, which is going to be pretty crappy, and they get the NFC South. So not a bad idea to invest in the Jaguars. In any event, he was talking about that. And so I was listening to his answer. And I think at this point I was probably, looking at the guy who asked the question as well. But yeah, just poor timing. And again, if you just cut the picture off at the microphone,
yeah,
there's Doug Peterson. So this was one of the Jags beat writers who tweeted it. I don't understand. Just crop me out. Like it doesn't make any sense.
I love the way you're taking it. Like you tweeted it. I would have been so, I don't know, not embarrassed, but I don't know, a little sheepish about it. But I think
it's definitely not a flattering picture of me, but it's funny.
The better thing to do is just to like have fun with it. So good job, Dave. What would your caption be for this?
I need some more time to think about a really good caption. I'm just impressed that Doug Peterson has the self-confidence to wear old style granny connect at the nose glasses around.
He wears them in games.
Yeah, I mean, that's like old school, but not the cool kind of old school. He's got like this weird gold watch. I don't know if that's like blingy or not.
He looks good.
He looks humongous. He makes Jamie look like,
yeah,
and Jamie's not like a teeny person. Adam is a teeny person.
Jamie's face, Schaefer, we need to take that face and put that on the YouTube thumbnails. Like when we're talking about busts or something like that. Oh, God.
Or like when you make a goofy comment or something.
Oh, man. By the way,
drop that Jamie head.
Whenever I hear something like a coach's breakfast or some type of breakfast, I just want a Danish so bad.
They did have, I didn't have any, but they look good.
This is the important stuff. Let's get to it.
The food spread was good. I'm always a big fan of the oatmeal, the steel oatmeal, steel cut oatmeal.
Really?
Interesting. Oatmeal guy.
Yeah, I had oatmeal both days. What else they have? They had chocolate banana French toast. Nutella banana French toast.
We got a caption. JB listening to Heath hype up DJ Moore for the 4th season in a row. Nutella French toast sounds ridiculous. That sounds outstanding.
Yeah. Now I wish I was there.
Yeah. Now I don't need my Danish anymore. All right, let's go on. Talk more about these backfields. I don't know if you want to combine them or not, but No, let's not do that. So Houston head coach DeMeco Ryans talked about what the backfield might look like after they've signed Devin Singletary, and he was pretty excited about Dameon Pierce.
Yeah, so I'll give you the first question I asked him was just, what his thoughts are on adding Devin Singletary to the mix and what are the expectations. So his first answer was, we're excited to have both of those guys. Dameon has shown a lot from his rookie season. He's shown that he's a really good player. To be able to add Devin there with him to have that 1-2 punch to balance each other out, I think will be a great addition for us. I'm excited for what Devin can bring. He's hungry to show that he can do more. I'm excited to add him to Houston. Then I asked him just about, did he add Devin Singletary to take some work off of Dameon Pierce, or does he still envision Pierce as the workhorse? And he said, this is about Dameon Pierce. He did what he had to do last year. He showed some toughness. He showed some competitive fight in him. I love the way that he runs. Love his style. It's a style that I really want to continue to feed him. That style of running excites the entire team. He runs with an attitude that I really like. I want to continue to see him build his game off of that. I'm excited to see his growth from year 1 to year 2. I think it will be really good. So I got the impression, again, you take these things with a grain of salt just from what the coaches say, because coach speak is coach speak. He's still going to be the 1A, and I don't think we've, steered anybody away from that. It's just a matter of how much work will they give Devin Singletary, because they didn't have a player like Devin Singletary last season. So the 49ers offense carries over. They'll use multiple backs. So it's just a matter of, A, will the volume be there for Pierce to the level that it was last year, and can he take advantage of it and stay healthy? And then B, how much will Singletary work in? So I think at least, I'll just give you my take, is that Pierce is still somebody that you look at. I would say round 4 is where I'd be comfortable with him. Singletary somewhere closer to, round 8 at the earliest. But I do think that we're going to see both these guys get not significant work. I still think it's probably a 70-30 split, 60-40 at best for Singletary. Pierce still being the lead guy. It's just a matter, again, if the volume's there. And a lot's going to depend on who the quarterback is. Clearly they're going to wait to see what Carolina does, and then probably take one of Stroud or Bryce Young. I don't think we get a surprise and they take Richardson or Levis. And so if that quarterback comes in and makes some plays right away, this could be a pretty productive offense. I think you got a little bit of a buzz from Houston, from the meetings, that Houston's going to be the second best team in that division if the quarterback comes in and plays well right away. Better than Tennessee potentially.
Dave, what's your take on this? One thing we don't talk about with this, or haven't talked about, we haven't talked that much. Who, if any, of these running backs catches passes? Because Dameon Pierce was not terrible. He was, if you remove week 1 when he split with Singletary, he was on pace for 41 catches.
Burkhead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Burkhead. If you remove that week 1, he was on pace for 41 catches, which is not terrible. But what do you Singletary kind of always flopped in that role in Buffalo. Is there another guy that factors in there? What do you think?
I'd be surprised if Mike Boone ends up playing in that kind of role. We've seen him play that role before, but I don't know if that's what they're going to do. I was, when Jamie was talking about what DeMeco Ryans said about Dameon Pierce, I was waiting for the but. But we like Devin Singletary just as much. And there wasn't a but. There was no but. And so I'm kind of encouraged by what he said. Pierce can catch the football. Pierce can do everything. He just didn't do a great job at all those things as a rookie, and that's normal. It's tough to pass protect when you're a rookie running back in the NFL. He did a great job of it in college. He did a great job of it at the Senior Bowl. I would expect him to get better at that, and that would put him on the field in more third down situations. I also think he can catch the ball out of the backfield. I think he can get to 40 receptions if he stays healthy all season long. It's just a matter of, does his quarterback look for him? If it's going to be the West Coast style that Kyle Shanahan runs, I don't know how many receptions are going to be there. So does he have 40 catch potential over the course of 17 games? I would say yes. 50 to 60 catches, I would say no. I landed on Pierce as an early 4th round pick. Singletary to me is a round 9 type of guy.